Hi Libra, welcome to Magpie Moonchild. My name is Kayleigh. This is your week ahead tarot reading for the week of the 22nd to the 28th. Yeah, all the housekeeping stuff is down below if you need to know about decks or you need to know about the housekeeping rules and all that jazz, and subscribing if you want to. I feel like you just can't focus at the moment, Libra. There's something going on that's leaving you a bit unbalanced and unfocused, and I'm very wary of that energy. But let's see what we've got coming in for you this week. What have we got for Libra this week, please? We have the Knight of Cups, so potentially emotional offerings from people. If there's an opportunity to emotionally invest in something, that's the best way I can put it. Whether that's a relationship or a job or anything else, a creative project, that's really what's coming in. There's an opportunity is being proposed to you that you can emotionally invest yourself. That isn't necessarily a romantic proposal. I'm really not getting romantic proposals, but it could well be. Let's get a bit more on that. So we have the Ten of Swords, so we have closure, endings, and strength. So it could well be that something has come to an end recently, and oh my god, it just feels painful, and that's why you're distracted, right? And you've kind of detached yourself from your feelings, cold, and I'm really getting that you've broken up with someone because you're stalking them on Facebook and social media and seeing what they're up to, and that's not it's done. Without sounding horrible, that is done. That's not coming back from the dead. That's done, closed, ended off, closed off. That's not coming back. I know you think that if you go to them and you apologise, or you go to them and start contact with them, that something might start up, but all you're going to do is it's ended. So all you're going to do is rake up a load more pain to have to process through. So now it's really about taking control of your feelings, having the strength to dust yourself off and start healing over what hasn't worked out. You have incredible strength and tenacity within you. You are very intelligent as well. Please don't underestimate how intelligent you are. You've detached your feelings right now because I don't think you believe it's over. And I really feel like I have to make it very clear that it's over. I know you don't want to hear that. I know that's not what you came here to read, is that it's not over, it's over. And it's going to take a hell of a lot of courage to A, admit that and accept that, B, process that, because at the moment you're just kind of acting like you're fine because you don't really believe it's over, and you keep stalking them and you're kind of seeing things on their social media and thinking, oh, are they talking about me? You know, do they want to get back with me, or do they mean that, this, that and the other? And you're literally tapping into that, but what you're not doing is seeing that you have choices, you have options. Choice, instinct, passion and extremes. You have options. But there's one option you don't have, and that's to go back to where you were. That's not an option right now. And I know that's not an option, full stop. Not right now, that's not an option, full stop. Because I kind of got angry with myself for saying right now. Somebody shouted, not right now, don't tell them right now. That gives them hope that it's going to come back. And I'm not here to give you, unfortunately, hope on that front. Hope in a different way, but not hope on reconciliation and that being resolved. This is a relationship that's ended, and that person is over with, unfortunately. And I can't tell you that you going in and offering an apology or you going back to them, that's not going to work. They're not going to accept that cup. You have to accept that is done, that is over, because you have other options out there, but you're not considering them because you're so focused on an old cup that isn't there anymore. It's a poison chalice, basically. Yeah, it never lived up to potential. It never lived up to the potential that you thought it had. That doesn't mean that it was ever going to achieve that potential. You saw it had potential, or it could work out in a certain way if X, Y, Z, but it never fulfilled it because it never was going to. Without sounding horrible, it was never going to grow to more than it already was. It was never going to thrive. It was never going to thrive. It was never going to bloom because it was never meant to, that it didn't have, yes, potentially in your imagination and the way you saw it, you felt that it could have gone that way, but the other person wasn't as emotionally invested as you were. They didn't want to invest as much into it. They didn't see that full potential. Joy is out there for you. Joy is out there for you. Contentment. I don't know if this leaves you as a single parent. If it does, I'm really sorry. But you can make a whole entire family happy without another person there to help you happy. You are going to have to make yourself happy before the right person comes into your life. Because right now, I think you know they're not even the right person. You just don't want to be on your own. And I think you saw that was never going to be this full happiness, full contentment that you wanted. Did they actually fill you with joy? Did you really see a future where you could have kids? Would it have been a healthy environment to bring kids into? Or was it toxic and you had convinced yourself that it was some sort of twin flame relationship when it wasn't? It was just a toxic relationship that you kept going back to because you believed and wanted to believe that they were your twin flame. And if they are, then you need to let them go, because chasing them isn't going to do any good, because the chance that you two meet up again in this life, well, it's telling me that you're not. If that you are twin flames, it's not in this lifetime that you come into union. I don't think that they are. I think this is just a karmic, toxic relationship that you've had to process and learn lessons from. Because it should make you at least an element of happy. You should know that they're your twin flame, not wonder if they are. Conflict, loss, upheaval. That's inevitable, to be honest. Because it kind of feels like you're chasing them because you want to be with them no matter what it takes. There's a difference between unconditional love and blind love. And it feels like this is blind love rather than unconditional, because you are literally ignoring all the red flags that are being thrown up by this person because you want it to be them so badly. But it's done. That's all it keeps telling me. It's done. You can dream up miraculous reunited fantasies is what it's saying, but that feels really harsh to say fantasies, but it is what it is. You're dreaming up dream scenarios that aren't going to come to fruition, and it's almost like you're torturing yourself, dreaming up that, oh, they'll just message me, I know they'll come back to me one day, I know they'll come back to me, I'll just keep hanging on. That's great. If you think they're going to come back to you at some point, that's great. But when you reunite, what do you want to say? I sat around and pined for you, or I went out and did things and I lived my life and I had experiences with other people? Because it makes you more of an attractive option if you've gone and done things and you've got stories to tell and you've done a bit of living, rather than sat around pining. I just don't feel like this is the person for you. And even if it is, the cards are telling me that you should not be considering them as a person that you're going back to. You need to, it is done. This is what the cards are telling me. The energy is, it is done. And you need to have the strength to move forward and start chasing things for you, not because you want to be attractive, because they might come back. It makes you more attractive for them to come back to you. That's not it. You need to live for you, not for anybody else right now. Yeah, no, they're not coming back. There are two yes and no cards. There's a yes and no card in this, and it says the creator no. And the fact that it says the creator would be, for me, you are creating a dream fantasy where they come back to you and they're not coming back to you. And I really hate to say that, because I think you really want to hear badly that they're coming back, but it keeps telling me no, they're not coming back. Any vision that you have, it's almost like you want to win them back at any cost, and the only person that it's going to cost is you. It's going to cost you pain. It's going to cost you upheaval, because they're moving on. They've moved on. They're not coming back. So they're doing what's right by them in order to move on. And you're just have dreamed up some amazing ending. I think that ending is there for you. You've just cast the wrong actor to work alongside you in that performance, so to speak. You You are determined to make this person fit. You're literally trying to make a square peg fit a round hole. They're not the right person for you. That's not who you're supposed to spend your life with. But you're so concerned with making it work that you are damaging your hole. That sounds, sorry, that was a really bad analogy, thinking about it that way. But you are damaging, the only thing you're damaging is you. You have a round hole, and you're trying to make a square peg fit. And all that does is cause damage to you. What you need to do is set up your life so it's ready. So when that round peg comes in, it fits the fitting with ease. It should fit easily and comfortably when it's the right person. You should know each other. Like, you should just know it's the right person, not going, oh, is this my twin flame, and keep looking at twin flame readings. They're not your twin flame. They're not your twin flame. This is making it very clear. They are not your twin flame. This is not a runner chaser situation. This is not your person. This is a karmic that has come in to challenge you and your strength of knowing when to walk away, knowing when to put the weapons down, because at the moment you're just like, fight at all costs. You need to learn when to put the weapons down. You need when to stop fighting for something. That is the lesson you're coming in. They took chunks out of you as well, by the way, just so you know. They made you believe that you were lucky to be with them, but really they were lucky to even have you look at them. They took chunks out of you. You don't need them. I know you think you need them. You don't need them. You don't need anybody else. Not to make yourself emotionally fulfilled. You don't need them. It's the end of the old, changing up for the new. This has to fall away in order for the amazing thing to come in. The amazing love to come in. This has to fall away. It's a new beginning. This has ended. This has ended. You need to work on yourself and get yourself ready for the new to come in. And this love that's coming in, there's no time scale with when this is coming in, because you have to do the work in order to be ready for it to come in. So I can't say a time scale of when you're going to be ready, when you've done the work and be ready for it. But this is to tell you that once that work has been done, this drops in, and it will completely revolutionize how you look at love and how you appreciate what true love is, what actual unconditional true love is, rather than what you believe that was. You know, when you go through your time hop and you look back at like 10 years ago and you just cringe at what you put on your Facebook, it's going to be like that. Success is there, and it will be a successful relationship. You won't have to, I think with the relationship that you're trying to resurrect, you had to tell everybody how wonderful it was, and you had to tell everybody like how great it was to kind of prove that it was where you told everybody it was. Oh yeah, I can see us getting married and da, 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 da. And it's like you put so much out there that it was this wonderful thing, and then when it fell through, it was like so equally devastating, because yes, you believed that stuff was there, but you had to shout about how much you loved each other. When this new relationship comes in, you don't have to shout, because everybody around you can see it. You don't have to tell anybody, because it's glaringly obvious that you two are very much in love and that this is the one. You don't have to shout about something to prove that it's something that you want it to be. It already is, and everybody around you sees it. It's easy because they see that you finally found the round peg for your round hole. I've really got to stop using the hole, because every time I do it, the 10-year-old in me is just giggling their head off. But it will be successful and it will be glorious, and everybody around you will celebrate it, because you will glow because of it. But this can only come in when you've done the work, when you've transformed yourself from somebody that has someone and needs them to be in, to somebody that is self-sustaining. Because right now, I think you're scared to be on your own. And so you'll accept this person that isn't any good, or even chase this person that isn't any good, because you kind of need someone. You don't need anyone. Love has come through as your message from the Mermaids. Love. This isn't love that you're trying to resurrect. It's a fantasy. Ask for help if you need help processing that pain, that hurt, the grief from the inevitable end that this is. Absolutely ask for help. And from someone that isn't going to tell you that they were a douchebag XYZ, you need to know who it is to speak to. You need a safe space where you can process feelings. Because yes, they're out of your life, and yes, that might be for your higher good. They might have been a trash bag, but that doesn't... A trash bag, I don't know what that's about. But they might have been horrible or abusive or whatever. That doesn't negate the fact that you fell in love with them and that you have these feelings for them. And those feelings, although misplaced on the wrong person, they have been placed there. They have made a connection. They have formed roots in you. They are there. They are valid. So give yourself the time and space that you need to process the hurt of this, because grief is love that has nowhere to go. So you need to process that grief surrounding this broken down relationship. The only kind of... It doesn't feel like it right now, but the only positive light I can give you is they are not your person. This ended for your higher good. I know that doesn't sound like it's in any way useful to you right now, but trust me, in 10 years time you'll look back and go, yeah, that wasn't any good for me, and yes, that was the best thing that they came out. But I appreciate going through it. It is incredibly hard. Oh, there you go. Fairy spotting. It's time to go fairy spotting. It said that seeing is believing, but in fact the opposite is true. Believing is seeing. It's kind of what the fairies have given me. I'm going to pull you another one because I didn't ask for that. The fairies just told me that. There we go. That one. Life energy. The happy fairy of sunshine brings lots of life-giving energy. She reminds you to shine your light and to reveal anything in the shadows that needs to be healed. So you need to find a safe space to process that dark side, the pain that is coming through this, because there is a lot of pain. That's why you kept fighting, because it's so painful, and you just thought that the resolution was to have them back in your life and to make things okay, because that's what Librans want, right? Isn't it? Balance. You need everything to be okay. It's okay to not be okay, and you need to talk through this with someone, but that person isn't coming back into your life. And if you do, by somehow, some miracle, manage to get back together in the near future because you've made it happen, it's going to be transient. It's not going to be a permanent fixture. It will just be a temporary reprieve, basically. You're not supposed to be with this person. The fact that death is there means that this is a divine ending, that you're not supposed to be with them, that person is supposed to fall out from your life so that something amazing can come back in. And all the negative of this will make you realise how positive this other person coming in is. And I know that's not what you wanted to hear coming into this reading, but it's what you need to hear. I read what needs to be heard, not what you want to hear. So I really hope that is of some help and benefit to you, Libra. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully I will see you again at the next weekly or monthly. I don't know which one I'm putting up first next. I'm kind of flying by the seat of my pants this week. Kids are back to school and we're getting into some routine. But yeah, hopefully I'll see you again at the next reading. If you want to know when that is or be notified of that, by all means subscribe and do the ring-a-ding-ding bell down there somewhere. And I will hopefully see you again soon. Bye for now.